Hey everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. So as a lot of you probably know, or honestly, a lot of you probably don't know, alterations were first added in 2017 in Tanki. They weren't that overpowered. They basically just slightly adjusted the parameters of your turret, such as like giving you a little bit extra vertical damage distance. Like if you were to shoot your railgun at someone on a hill, it might be able to adjust to the person a little bit lower on the ground. Honestly, they didn't do all that much. Then like a year into alterations being added, a completely new set of more alterations were added, and these alterations weren't nearly as just basic as the first alterations were added, but they actually changed a lot with the turrets. They weren't as OP as we have currently, but considering all the augments we have now, they were actually pretty darn close to what we have, but they were relatively balanced. You had augments like Berserk for Ricochet, Plasma Torch, Heavy Plasma Gun for Twins, and then of course the augment I'm using now, Uranium, which was one of the better augments they added, or alterations. They still called them alterations back then because augments are different than alterations. Alterations were meant to be a slight alteration to the turret, not just like a completely revamping of the turret. But Uranium was good for like probably 2 years because it was added in 2018 before we started getting a crap ton of new augments. And then I'd say it was probably the meta augment to use until around late 2021 when Tanki started adding all the new augments in the game that we know today. And then it hasn't really been used since. That's mainly because, there were just better options now. But Tanki actually buffed Uranium not too long ago, to where it gives you 125% increased damage, 160% increased critical damage. Of course, your aiming time is increased a little bit, so you get more splash damage at further distances. And again, the only downside of this augment is the shots are slow. It takes a lot longer to get your shots off when you use the full charge shot, which you probably shouldn't be doing with this augment unless you're shooting someone in the really long distance or something. But overall, this thing like I'll one tap this guy easily. 4,000 damage there. It's really, really good right now. I imagine they'll nerf it, to be honest. They probably overtuned it just a little bit too much. You can see in my game, a lot of people use protection against it now. Luckily at low ranks that I've been playing recently, I only see maybe one every 3 to 4 battles because it's now a legendary augment. Again, when it was first added, it was an augment for like 240,000 crystals, which was really expensive at the time in 2018, but still you could get it for free. Now you have to get really lucky. I'm not sure if it's in common containers. I know it's not in ultra containers because that's the skins and then a few smoky augments, but for now it's luckily not in ultra containers, so people who don't have it aren't really able to get it right now. A lot of OG players have it because you were able to get it for crystals in Old Tanki, but it's very good. Someone on my team had Uranium and they got probably I think it was like 50 plus kills and less than 5 deaths. Obviously, they're not at legend ranks, so they're able to just own bots essentially. But still, that was just insane. Unfortunately, I don't have it on any of my other accounts, so I have to go against the worst matchmaking experience ever, which is stupid legend ranking. I hate playing matchmaking a legend, dude. It's probably the least fun experience I have playing Tanki Online ever. It's not fun. It's chaotic. There's grenades being thrown 24/7. Every single person in the game has the best augment. I hate playing in legend ranks right now. I've had a taste of what it's like not to play against legends, and I just want that back. You can literally see, I made a video talking about this Uranium alteration for Striker all the way back in November of 2018. So this augment's been in the game for a while. I've made a video on it before. I was like, okay, I'm going to make another video on it. Again, I think it's going to get nerfed along with hopefully Hammer Impact Force, because my gosh, that's also annoying to go against. There's a lot of annoying things in current Tanki matchmaking that I hope they nerf, and then my hope would be they nerfed basically every augment in the game, but that's never happening. We'll just have to wait for Tanki Classic, because I'm pretty certain they're going to add Uranium in Tanki Classic. It's probably going to be a lot like the original Uranium that was added in 2018. I hope they nerf it a little bit from that, because I remember Uranium was kind of annoying to go against because that was the main augment people used on Striker, and since Striker was added in 2017, everyone was using Striker at the time. Also, I love how I'm trying to get into a deathmatch mode and it's a minute queue. For deathmatch mode, no one is playing this game, holy cow. I finally got in the game. I can show you guys here. Luckily, not too many people with protection. Again, the main reason I don't like legend ranks is because you have to go against legend players, which ends up turning into which player has the best augment. Because everyone at the legend rank who's still playing has a good augment. I would not play this game on a legend account if I didn't have an OP augment to use, because it's just torture at that point. You're not going to get any kills. You're going to get outclassed in every one-on-one matchup you're in. And overall, it's just not that much fun. Okay, let's get this guy too. I like how the battle's not even filled because there's not enough people playing this game to get into the deathmatch mode. Tanki has to do something to get players back up. I don't know what they could do. Obviously, you have Halloween coming up in a month, but what else could Tanki really do to get players to come back? Tanki Classic is a big one. I think that's really all they can do because people don't want to come and play current Tanki Online. It's just not that much fun. It's really hard to get into. They made a few changes for low ranks to make it more enjoyable, and they also made it so that you can't get to legend that fast. So I guess new players might enjoy it in that aspect. But the gameplay loop, in my opinion, it's a bit lost. I mean, the gameplay loop is just earning containers to get new augments. That's kind of all it is now. You base what you're upgrading on what augments you have. So the first really good augment you get in Tanki Online, you're going to focus all your upgrading for that turret. That's kind of what Tanki Online's turned into. Whereas it used to be, most turrets were all relatively balanced. Each one had their pros and cons. Like Railgun had a ton of damage, but since you shot so slow and it would take 2 to 3 shots to kill people, you'd want to keep your distance or at least play around your obstacles. So everyone could kind of pick out their own turret that they enjoyed using, learn how to play with that turret in a fun style that they like using, and then the game would play a lot more fun, in my opinion, where now you can't really choose what turret you want to use. You have to choose what augment you get. There's not really a lot of choice anymore. It's just based on what you get in your container. I do think there's a layer of fun to that because if you get a really good augment, there's a ton of excitement there. But again, at the end of the day, for me personally, augments were always kind of secondary to gameplay. That's how they were first added. They were alterations, secondary to the turret. Now it's like turrets are secondary to the alteration. Like you get a good alteration and now you use that turret. If you don't have a good alteration, you're never going to use that turret. So it's kind of flipped a little bit over the last few years. I'd say ever since they started adding super OP augments every single event back in 2021. Also nice trade there. I mean, it's definitely subjective. Me personally, I enjoyed using just a turret and then the alteration would add just a little bit, but we're going to hopefully get that for Tanki Classic because they're not going to be adding OP augments. They're adding just average alterations, which hopefully what they're doing. But I'm excited for Tanki Classic just to have some of that enjoyable gameplay experience again. And honestly, coming back to my main account to use uranium, it made me realize how much more fun I've been having on my low account, Republic. It's not even low, it's 2 ranks from Legend. But the second I get to Legend on that account, I'm done. I'm not playing anymore on that account. I might play on my 3rd account, my very first account I've ever made. But yeah, I am not playing any more on my Republic account once I get to Legend, because why am I going to? The only good augments I have are the Pulsar augments, but they're kind of a little bit outclassed nowadays with, you know, the different type of OP augments we have today. But okay, come on, dude. This guy tanks a shot. Thank you. Got him. I'd be so mad there if I didn't kill him. I mean, I'm doing well here, right? But still, going against someone who has a really OP augment, even if I beat them on one-on-one, it's kind of a non-fun scenario there overall. Just for me personally, I'm excited for Tanki Classic, and obviously Uranium's very good right now. It's kind of interesting to see Tanki buffing a augment from 7 years ago now. I'm not sure if they were just trying to switch up gameplay a little bit by bringing back other playstyles with turrets, because for the longest time, people have been using Vacuum for Striker, they've been using Faust, they've been using Tandem, mainly been using, you know, the lock-on effect. But I'm curious, who behind the scenes at Tanki decided, out of all the augments, every augment in the game, let's go ahead and buff Striker Uranium to make it one of the highest damage augments in the game now? Like, who was the creative decision behind that? I'm not against it. Obviously, it's kind of annoying. They should definitely nerf it a little bit. They might have overtuned it just a tiny bit. But I'm curious, who the heck in the Tanki HQ is making that decision, right? Is it Hazel? Because I'm pretty sure Hazel's the head developer, so he's in charge of like development stuff. So maybe that comes with patch notes. I'm not really sure. But you have to let me know what you guys think about this. Are you an old enough player to where you bought Uranium when it first came out? I remember that was one of the first alterations I bought for 245,000 crystals back in the day. Definitely let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to use code Taspens. Hopefully some interesting news with Tanki Classic soon. See you guys in a future video. Peace out, everybody.